Welcome back to another edition of the Senior Spotlight. I'm Brady Beedon, joined this week by senior, we'll call you an athlete, Nick Isley. So I guess we'll start there. Your role is kind of fluid in this offense. We'll see you come in at running back, we'll go in at wide receiver, basically put you in wherever they need to on special teams. What would you define your role as, and what's that like on this team?
My role, I'd say, is just to come in and play my hardest wherever they put me, whether it be at running back, wide receiver, or on KOR or punt return, just to do my job as hard as I can and stay out there.
So you're one of the seniors that have been around longer than most, and that's a theme, just not here at Wayne State, but across the country with COVID and the extra year. What went into that decision to stay? Because not everyone that came in with you stayed for the extra year. Obviously, you have some around you that did. What went into that decision to stay at Wayne State for a final year?
Just the fact that I feel like I belong here, like the coaches and the players are all my family, and especially the guys that I came in with. There's still 5 or 6 of us, and the decision to stay that we all made, like we're all really close, and we've formed bonds throughout the years and everything.
So it made it a lot easier knowing that you weren't going to be the only old guy on an island by yourself. You were going to have some friends around you.
Definitely, like Cooper and Will Butler and Nick Potterack and Cam Ford and all them. They really made it easier.
So let's back up to when you first got here. When you were going through the recruiting process, what drew you to Wayne State? Where else was trying to pull you away from here? And what ultimately made your decision to come to Detroit?
I guess my official visit, I stayed with Justin Rao, and we had a great time. He kind of showed me around Detroit, and the coaches, when I got here, they all showed love towards me. And all the players, they told me about the brotherhood here, and I could see that it was much stronger here than it was at other places I had visited. And there were other GLIAC schools that were interested, but I loved it here way more than anywhere else.
And coming here, you talk about that it's a little different, and you've been through a lot of ups and downs, but it seems like the one thing throughout your entire time is the locker room culture, and it's never gotten toxic here. What has it been like with everyone? I know we just talked about your friends that have been in your classes, but the ones above you, below you, it seems like the locker room's always pretty tight-knit no matter who's here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the older guys have been here for 6, 7 years, and the younger guys just follow in their footsteps. We've been through all this before, and they understand and they see what we're doing and they do what we do.
How important is the role you talked about on the field, do what's asked of you, do it to the best of your abilities, but in the locker room? A season like this and last year, going through some trying times, it's the older guys that can figure out, okay, this is going to stay above water, we're going to keep fighting, or we're going to, whine, put our heads down, and the whole locker room just goes down the tube. How important is it to you to be not just the leader on the field, but a voice of reason in the locker room and keep everyone pulling in the right direction?
Yeah, it is very important. Just like you said, if the younger guys are seeing the older guys with their heads down and pouting after a game, then they're going to do the exact same thing. But if we're fired up, looking towards next week and looking to beat whoever we're playing the next week, then they're going to be doing the same thing.
So Tech this week. Long bus ride, longest bus ride you'll have all year. Houghton is not a short bus ride. I think straight through it'll take you about 9 hours on a bus. With stops, you're probably 10, 11. Mm-hmm. How do you get through that bus ride, and what do you do to kill the time? Because you're probably leaving, 5, 6 a.m. on Friday morning?
Yeah, normally I'll bring a pillow and I'll sleep on the ground underneath the seats, but a lot of guys just plug in and watch movies on their phones, or sometimes the coaches will play movies on the big screen for us to watch together.
And I have to imagine the ride home a lot more fun after a win in the UP than it is a loss.
Most definitely, it's a lot more fun. Losing up there and coming home is not good.
Well, let's talk about Nick Isley, the person, instead of the football player. Last year in the program, what's in store for you once you get the diploma, once you graduate, and you finally hang up the cleats?
Oh, the plan is to look for a job. I had an internship this summer that should lead to some good opportunities. Yeah, other than that, I'd love to stay active, and I love playing football, but it's time to make some money.
What's your degree going to be in? What kind of job do you hope to get, or are you just going wherever the wind takes you?
My degree is in accounting. I have a minor in mathematics. My internship over the summer was in finance, so I am willing to go wherever it takes me.
And wherever it takes you, do you want to stay in Detroit, the metro area, the state of Michigan, or are you willing to go basically anywhere you can find a job, open to new adventures, or are you a homebody?
I'd love to stay in Detroit, but again, anywhere it takes me, I'm willing to go.
Well, Nick, thank you for your time. Hope the bus ride isn't too long for you up to Tech, and good luck against the Huskies.
All right, thank you.
He's Nick Isley. I'm Brady Beedon. That was the Senior Spotlight. You're listening to WDTK, The Patriot.